The Los Angeles Lakers will only have one major change in their starting lineup for the upcoming season, Lakers Daily's Ashish Mathur reports. A league source told Lakers Daily that Redick is expected to start Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, LeBron James, and DeAndre Ayton next season, and have Marcus Smart, Jake LaRavia, Jackson Hayes, Jared Vanderbilt, and Gabe Vincent run the second unit, Mathur recently reported. Ayton is the Lakers' solution to their most pressing issue that led to their first-round exit last season. The former number 1 pick averaged 14.4 points, 10.2 rebounds, and 1.0 blocks while shooting 56.6% last season in Portland. He gives the Lakers a double-double threat in the center position, weakened by Anthony Davis's departure in the Luka Doncic trade last season. The 7-foot center signed a 2-year, $16.2 million deal with the Lakers after reaching a buyout with the Trail Blazers. Ayton was part of the Lakers' offseason splash that only cost them $19 million and a change. Aside from the 27-year-old big man, the Lakers also added Smart, a former Defensive Player of the Year, and LaRavia on 2-year bargain deals. But despite Ayton's addition, the Lakers still have the center position as their biggest concern entering next season. Nothing the Lakers do is under the radar, so this potential pitfall might seem more obvious than the other contenders' concerns, Dave McMenamin wrote on ESPN about the Lakers' biggest concerns. But until proved otherwise, LA is soft in the middle. Behind Ayton, the Lakers only have Hayes and Maxi Kleber. The Lakers could only be just one Ayton injury away from reverting to small ball, which did not succeed in the playoffs. Anonymous NBA exec bullish about Lakers. While their center depth could pose a concern, an anonymous league executive views the Lakers as one of the favorites in the loaded Western Conference. They were the 3rd seed last year and did that without a starting-level center, the anonymous NBA exec told Lakers Daily. They definitely got better by adding Ayton and Smart. I can see them making the conference finals. You can never count out LeBron. I don't care how old he is. He's still amazing offensively. And everyone keeps talking about how great Luka looks after his weight loss. He's probably hungry to win it all next season. After opening the offseason with a veiled threat to leave the Lakers, James will start his 23rd season in Hollywood on an expiring contract. With something to prove, expect James to be more motivated this upcoming season alongside a better-conditioned Doncic and a beefed-up supporting cast. Luka avoids serious injury. The Lakers dodged a bullet following Doncic's scary fall during Slovenia's 100-88 exhibition loss to Latvia on August 16. According to NBA insider Mark Stein, Doncic has been diagnosed with a right knee contusion, citing sources briefed on the situation. The injury he sustained is not believed to be serious. Doncic's Slovenian teammate, Gregor Rovid, fell on his right knee during the 3rd quarter. He returned to the bench after briefly exiting into Slovenia's locker room to determine the severity of the injury. According to Dan Woik of The Athletic, Doncic will continue to compete with Slovenia in Eurobasket this summer. For the Hullies, coaching basketball is the family business, and for a senior member, a chance at possibly the most prestigious role in the sport was something you don't pass on. Last summer, as the Los Angeles Lakers head coach job remained vacant, the team was interested in UConn head coach Dan Hulley and had one person in their corner, his father. Hulley revealed August 14th in an interview on John Rothstein's Inside College Basketball Now that his father, Bob Hulley, encouraged him to move across the country to the West Coast and take command of the 17-time NBA champions. The former head coach of St. Anthony High School in Jersey City, New Jersey, Bob Hulley, was a preeminent winner. He amassed 26 state championships in 39 years. Both his boys followed in his footsteps, embracing the sport. Bobby Hulley, now head coach at Arizona State, won 2 championships as a player at Duke, while Dan Hulley has won just as many titles as the Huskies head coach. Dan Hulley wanted chance at 3rd NCAA title, didn't listen to father. Dan Hulley ultimately ignored his father's storied consult and instead signed a new 6-year, $50 million contract with the Huskies that same summer. The thing with my dad is, at different points in my career, he's advised us to make the move and take the job, and he never did. I always took my dad's advice on career advancement with a heavy grain of salt because he never left St. Anthony, Dan Hulley told Rothstein. The one thing I don't listen to Bob Hulley Sr. about is how to advance my career because he never left his high school when he could have coached at any level. Dan Hulley turned down a 6-year, $70 million offer to coach the Lakers. The team then hired Duke legend J.J. Redick to a 4-year, $32 million deal. Dan Hulley said at the time that it was a difficult decision, but he wanted a chance at a third consecutive title with UConn. However, the Huskies had a more mediocre campaign during the 2024-25 season, going 24-11 and exiting the NCAA tournament in the second round. You kick yourself even more because you were that close and you felt like you didn't do a good job putting the team together, and then obviously it wasn't my finest year coaching, Dan Hulley said. Lakers went on to have a noteworthy season, trading for Luka Doncic. On the other hand, the Lakers entered the season with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, but by the end of the year had departed from Davis, who won a title with the team in the 2020, to acquire Luka Doncic from the Dallas Mavericks. The shocking trade sent trembles through the league for weeks, and Doncic had his moments, showing why he is 5-time All-Star, but the Lakers lost in the first round to the Minnesota Timberwolves in 5 games. It marked the first time the Lakers were eliminated in the first round in 2 consecutive years in nearly 2 decades. But the Lakers expect a much-improved Doncic next year. He lost over 30 pounds in an attempt to focus on his physical well-being. Doncic is currently playing for the Slovenia national team in preparation for 2025 Eurobasket. He shrugged off an injury scare in an exhibition loss to Latvia last week. There's no guarantee that LeBron James finishes his career with the Los Angeles Lakers. If he doesn't remain in Southern California until the day he retires, it feels almost like a foregone conclusion that he'll end up signing back with the Cleveland Cavaliers for one last ride with his hometown team. If you're a longtime Laker fan, seeing the changing of the guard is not really anything new to you. If you've been around for a while, you likely remember when Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal first joined the franchise back in 1996, and the day LeBron James became the new face of the organization in 2018. Plenty of stars have come through the sunny hills of Los Angeles, but not all of them have finished their careers in the city, for a number of reasons. The limelight of playing for the Lakers isn't for everyone. And even for some, it might be something they only want to experience for a set period of time. For LeBron, he accomplished his main goal as a Laker in just his second season donning the purple and gold, taking home a championship. In the 5 seasons since that title year, it simply hasn't been in the cards for LA. The obvious choice for LeBron's next team would be the Cavaliers. James has now played an astounding 22 seasons in the NBA. No one would blame him if he just hung up his jersey right now. He has nothing left to prove, and now a new caveat defines his role with the Lakers as well. He's no longer the best player on the roster. That honor would now belong to the man wearing number 77, Luka Doncic. Throughout the last several seasons, there was endless debate about whether LeBron had regressed enough that Anthony Davis should officially be considered the best player on the squad. Now, with Davis gone and Doncic in his place, there's no question who's the go-to option for the Lakers. That's part of what leads us to this discussion and thinking more deeply about James' career direction. There's certainly more motivation for him to leave Los Angeles than ever before, and why not go back to Cleveland? It's probably the team most every NBA fan still associates him with the most. And I don't know if you've been paying any attention, but the Cavaliers have a pretty solid squad as well. There's no telling what's going on inside LeBron's mind. But if I had to have my guess, I'd say the thought of returning home has to be at least crossing his mind.